Hey YouTube, so today we're going to take care of something I've been needing to do before I tow this behind the camper again. This is our Bronco and we pull it behind our fifth wheel camper, and I bought a Harbor Freight tow bar, and I have to say I'm not real impressed with it. So I need to do a little work on it, and I'll tell you about what I'm going to do to that here in just a minute. But first off, it's going to involve some welding, so I'm going to need to clean out this area right here of all of these leaves so that we don't start any fires. So this is a Harbor Freight tow bar. I'm not sure what the item number is, but I think I've looked on their website recently and the hitch doesn't look like this anymore. I don't know, it may have just been, this part may have been black or something, but I'm just not real impressed with it. These bolts right here, I think you can see. You see how they've gotten loose, and I've had to continuously tighten them, and I don't know, it just doesn't seem very strong to me. I've never had any problems, but if you can see right up in there, this bolt has a little metal tab on it and it's welded in, and that's all that is holding. These two bolts right here is all that's holding your vehicle, and it's rated up to 5,000 pounds, and the Bronco weighs about 31, 32, somewhere along in there. So yeah, I don't know, this is the only vehicle I use it on, and it did come with it came with these brackets right here, which actually fits this vehicle really well. I don't know if they're all this way, but I took one bumper bolt out, and behind the bumper here is the end of the frame. It's got a bumper bracket bolted to the frame, and it had one bolt that went through. I cut this out, and then there was it had two bolts that holds the bumper on each side. So I was able to, just bolt this on straight through. Didn't have to drill any holes for nothing. I just had to cut my trim here. So I mean, this piece is substantial. I feel like there is a lot of play here, and I had these spacers left over from a different type of hitch, so I stuck those in there to kind of take some of this side-to-side play out on this pin, and that helps. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it on here like I want it, and then mark everything up so that it stays where it's supposed to be, and I'm going to weld it solid. And what I'm going to weld solid is I'm probably just going to run a bead across here and here, and that's going to give me some more security for my own self. And I may turn it over and run a bead right in here, and I'll feel a lot better about that. And I'm probably going to once I get this set in place, I'm probably going to just run a bead of weld on this too, just because you can see, I think this is like 11 gauge maybe. I'm not 100% sure, but you can see where that bolt has started to waller that hole out right there, and I don't know, I don't really like that. So yeah, I'll get this on here and get it set like it's supposed to be, mark everything up, and I'll just put me a bead of weld right there and turn it over and do the same thing on the other side. I'm going to be using my Towbar Ironman 210 wire welder. This is a really good welder. I'm impressed with it, and I bought this thing at Tractor Supply. It's kind of a funny story. I was walking through Tractor Supply one day, and this welder was setting out, and it had a clearance tag on it. And I wanted a welder, but I wasn't really in the market of buying one at the time. But the original price was like, I want to say like $1,800, something like that. It had a clearance tag on it, and it had been marked down several times. And I was like, I think the markdown price was like $7.99 or something like that. I was like, man, that's a really good buy on that welder. So I come back home, and about a week or so went by, and I got to thinking about that welder, and man, that's a really good buy. And I looked it up online, and it was like discounted $1,000 or something. And so I called Tractor Supply, and they said, yeah, we still got it. So I said, well, I'm gonna come get it. And I went to go get it, and they'd marked it down another $100. So it was like $6.99. So I went on and bought it, and that's been a great welder. And I am using Firepower flux core wire, 35 thousandths. And so far I'm really impressed with the Firepower wire. It does a really good job, makes a good clean weld. well, I think that'll about do it. Just need to see if it's gonna fit on the Bronco. Now, it's a lot tighter. I feel better about that. Alright guys, so that's pretty much my opinion on the Harbor Freight Towbar. And this is the 5,000 pound and less model. So, I mean, honestly, obviously there is a lot better Towbars out there. But I was trying to do all this on a budget, so I bought this one. It was the cheapest one that I found, and yeah, this it's got some weak points to it, and I'm not real happy with it, and I probably wouldn't recommend it. It'd make a good one-time use, you know, if you need to go pick up a vehicle or something and tow it back to the house or something, and you don't want to rent a trailer and go through all that. But yeah, these right here, I mean, I tightened them. I've tightened them almost every trip we've took, to the point where they're stripped now. The bolts are stripped and the nuts are stripped, and so yeah, you know, I just welded it up because this is the only thing I'm gonna use it on, and we'll see how that works. But anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, give it a thumbs up. And if you hadn't already, go down and subscribe. We sure would appreciate it. And we'll see you next time.